Hello, I'm Pastor Joe, and I want to welcome you to Impacts. Impacts is a video teaching series where I want to try to help you in your faith in, your commitment to, and your relationship with Jesus Christ. Well, we're in Advent, and during Advent, churches get decorated. Have you ever wondered what these decorations mean? Well, over these weeks of Advent, we're going to be exploring the meaning and the significance behind many of these traditional decorations. So come on, let's get started. Advent and Christmas is a beautiful time of year, but unfortunately, many times people want to rush through these weeks and get to Christmas. We want to get to the big day. And that's a shame. And particularly for those of us in the church, we need to learn to slow down and take in this time of year. During Advent, we do decorate our sanctuaries, and one of the purpose of these decorations is to help us as Christians to slow down, to think about this season, to think about the meaning of Christmas and the meaning of Advent. See, Advent is not just a warm-up time for Christmas. Advent is a season in itself. It's a time of preparation. Not really preparing for Christmas Day, but it's a time of preparing to celebrate the historic birth of Jesus in that manger so many years ago. It's also a time to prepare for and to think on the promised return of Jesus. We don't know when it will be, but God promises that one day He will return. So this is a time to reflect on that, to really prepare our lives. Are we living faithfully? Are we nurturing our faith and our commitment to Jesus Christ? You know, one of the prominent features that all of us have in our homes, I bet, is a Christmas tree. I bet all of you, just about all of you at least, have a Christmas tree. They're beautifully decorated. Well, in the church, we have a tree, but it's really not a Christmas tree. It's a Chrismon tree. We decorate it not with normal ornaments, but with Chrismons. Chrismons are ornaments that are symbols of Christ, symbols of God. They say something about the nature, the work of, and the person of Jesus Christ and the nature of God. The name Chrismon is really a contraction for Christ monogram. These are symbols of our faith, symbols of Christ. Each one has a different meaning. Now, why do we have Christmas trees? Now, if you go back and you search the history of Christmas trees in general, you're likely to find that it began as a pagan ritual. You see, years and years ago, pagans, during the dead of winter, around the winter solstice, when the days were cold and short, they would bring in limbs from evergreen trees and they would place them around their houses as a way of looking forward to spring, when life would bubble up again and things would become green. Well, the tradition is that Saint Boniface was the first one to bring a tree, an evergreen tree, into his house. And he did it as a way of helping his followers in their faith. He brought it as a way to remind us of the everlasting love of God. Evergreens don't lose their color. They stay green all year long. So he brought it in as a way of proclaiming the everlasting love of God. So when you look at our tree, you're also going to see that there are lights on the tree. Again, tradition says that Martin Luther, one of the great reformers in the Protestant Reformation, that he was the first one to put lights on a tree, that he put candles on the limb as a way of reminding us that Jesus Christ is the light of the world. Our focus during this time of year is on the coming of Christ, historically and in the future. And the lights remind us that He is the light of the world. So it's a way of making that proclamation. And then again, we've got the Chrismons. There's all kinds of different meanings. I hope that you will take the time to look at them and learn about what the different meanings are. So my challenge to you is just that. When you walk into the sanctuary, take a look at the Chrismon tree. Notice the evergreen part of it, the proclamation of the everlasting love of God, the eternal nature of Jesus Christ. Notice the lights and how they stand out against the dark background of the branches, proclaiming that Christ is the light of the world. In the darkness of this world, Christ stands as the light, a beacon for everyone to see. And then notice the Chrismons. They're in white, which reminds us of the purity of Christ, reminds us of the forgiveness of our sins, the holiness of Christ. Well, look, I hope that you're going to join me next week for our next lesson of Advent, of the traditions of Advent. We're going to be taking a look at a very popular plant during this time of year, the poinsettia plant. Before you go, I want to encourage you to do a couple of things. I encourage you to hit like and to then share this video with your friends and your neighbors. I also hope that you'll take the time to subscribe to my channel so you won't miss any of the new videos that I will be posting. Well, look, until we get together again, my prayer is that God's blessings will be with you.